Mr. Vice President, distinguished business leaders, Papa Akintola Williams, the celebrant, my friend Jim Ovia'S, and his wife. I extend my courtesies to all other business leaders and the young ones here present today. As I was reading this book, I marveled how fitting it was for Jim Ovia'S to write a remarkable book, since his has been a remarkable life. Usually, an author writes a book about someone's life. In this instance, Jim's life simply wrote the book itself. All that was required was to state the facts simply and truly. No embellishment was required, no fiction necessary. I'm glad Jim wrote this excellent book about life events and factors that contributed to him becoming the outstanding person and businessman we all admire. This book is worth reading and studying, especially for young people currently trying to find their ways in a complex world. It represents the best of what Africa is and the greater good it can be. His life, Jim, is an inspiring picture, a gateway, a glimpse into what African future can make itself if only our children possesses the courage to use their innate creativity and talents to embark on the road of excellence. The back cover correctly calls the book Business Tips from the Godfather of Nigerian Banking. This title is fitting and proper, but because Jim was born, not because Jim was born into it, because he properly acquired it. The book outlines Jim's humble childhood, the adversity faced after his beloved father passed when Jim was a mere 4-year-old. Confronted by adversity, Jim climbed nevertheless. He pursued education with singular purpose. Excellence was his goal, and he well achieved it. Jim was never afraid to try his best, nor afraid to learn a new things. For example, at page 13, he explained his love for technology and computer to the extent he would sneak out of the classes, even though he was majoring in business administration. During the period when he was a university student, he would sneak out and sit in the class where technology is being studied. At that stage, no one knows what his future holds for him. While certain of his goals, I know Jim since when the inception of Senate. I remember when he opened the bank's first office Front Street. I was the treasurer of ExxonMobil that time. He referred to this in this book. How he leased the ground floor of the residential home, turning into his first office building. From that small office, he embarked on a unique mission to succeed great in life. While certain of his goals and his abilities, he knew not what the future might bring. He simply had the confidence to make the most of that future. What is most telling about Jim's personality is how he has remained a humble man despite his herald success. He boasts not. As this book demonstrates, he remembers his roots. He remembers he would not have made it without the help of others, as his loving mother and a dutiful older brother and a committed and loving wife. Despite the financial hardship they made sure school fees were paid, that he may receive the needed education. The same sense of compassion motivates Jim to help multitudes through his foundation and many colleges and humanitarian work. It gives back to the society by helping educate and train the generation of African entrepreneurs. A man of both generosity and modesty, Jim believes that what he has accomplished is not an end, but a beginning. He does not see himself as a hero who cannot be emulated. He sees himself as a hard-working man whose hopes those who succeed him may also surpass him. We lay a platform today so that others may build a greater edifice in the future. It stated in the book. Jim envisions the work towards an Africa devoid of poverty and want. He believes in an Africa and a Nigeria where every child, no matter how humble is beginning, will make the fair opportunity to become a Jimovia in his chosen field, be it banking, medicine, education, governance, or the humanitarian care of others. Thank you, Jim, for writing this important book. Thank you even more for being an example of what is possible and necessary for this continent to grow. You have opened the door to success, and your life teaches many wonderful lessons. It is up to the next generation to walk through that door in order to create a better and more prosperous Africa and Nigeria. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for him. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the brain behind the innovation that we've experienced in Lagos. And after he came up with great ideas, he managed to pass them on, and they have been sustained through several governments. This next gentleman,